If we can get them screen share them when we do that, and then show them off.
Okay.
That's a pretty dope giveaway. Not gonna lie, pretty cool.
Yeah, man, it's just a lot of stuff, dude, that I have sitting around collecting dust, so I might as well, give somebody else the opportunity, man, and I hope it's a new grower that wins it, man. I really do. I think it's perfect for a beginner grower to get them started and going.
I think that's a great idea. We'll get more of that right away. Good evening, everybody. It's 6 o'clock Tuesday night. Time for a Toke session and the bullshit. Gonna be a great night tonight. We got the painted lady in the house. She's gonna hang out with us and tell us what it's like to be a grower in Michigan. Painted lady, how you doing tonight?
I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming
Happy
on.
Tuesday.
So I guess we'll do some intros real quick, get around to everybody, and then we'll get to the good stuff here. First of all, what are you smoking on there, painted lady?
I have got some Afterglow going right now, which is Irie Genetics. It's a tester of his that I'm running for him, and it's clementine and a rise, and it is delicious. Actually, it's already taken the place of orange gasm in my garden, if that tells you anything about how good this is. So keep your eyes out for this. I think he's not in a hurry for it yet, so it's probably going to be a minute before it hits the market, but that is what I'm getting ready to fire up in my bong tonight. So cheers, guys.
That's exciting. That's exciting. All right. And then carrying on, Fluffykins, brother. How are you doing tonight, brother? What are you puffing on?
What's going on, guys? Hey, I'm just excited to be here to talk to Painted Lady. And I got some CBG flowers that I'm smoking on, and I've got some the Purple Fantasy that I usually have. Just, I got a bunch of it, so we're getting through it. But I'll be quick so that we can move on.
Squishy Bob, how you doing, brother?
Great. Glad to be here once again, man.
Okay, glad to have you on every time you're here.
Hell yeah. Some lemon Jeffrey, some Arise, and some Gorilla Glue Big Bud, all squished by me.
Ooh, beautiful. So, earning that nickname,
man.
Earning that nickname. I love it. Drizzt, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. Smoking on some mimosa with some limoncello batter, and it's pretty tasty. A lot of terps in that batter.
Sounds tasty. Sounds tasty. It's you guys that go to the dispensaries making me jealous with all this wonderful stuff you get, where I just kind of have my few selections of what I've been growing in the garden. So, well, Uncle Rick, how you doing? Are you sleeping? You're on mute.
Now you know how to shut me up, eh?
Well, yeah, it does work, but we gave you the mute button exemption. Remember, your advanced age. We because of this, we know that you have technical issues.
Yeah. Hey, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to meet you, Painted Lady. Tonight I'm smoking on the Charlotte's Web, but I'm getting really adventurous and mixing in some of my crunch berry, all of this stuff here. So we'll just see how that goes.
That sounds good. How you digging that Charlotte's Web?
Oh, fuck. I'm loving it. I had no idea. I've been consuming a lot of CBD tinctures, but this is the first time I've had the opportunity to smoke the flower, and the smell, the flavor, and the effectiveness is fantastic. I'm really hooked on it. Yeah.
Well, I know you've been impressed with those the Charlotte's Web clones that I gave you, and you've been impressed with those Violator crosses that I did and then passed on to you. Well, I took the male from the batch I'm using for the F2s and I pollinated all 3 phenotypes of Charlotte's Web with it. So we'll see what goes on there. There could be something really interesting coming on in the near future. And all 3 are just nice, fat, and pregnant with seeds. So it's really exciting.
Cool.
Brother Dick Pick, how are you? What's going on with you tonight? What are you smoking on?
I'm good. Smoking on some Gorilla Glue. First time having it. I know it's been around for a while for everybody else, but it's my first time grabbing this strain. So I'm liking it so far. It's giving me a nice chill high that I needed after a long day. You know what I mean? Helping some people try to shovel out because we definitely got a lot of snow. Super stoked to hear what Painted Lady has to say. She's super cool. Gave me a bunch of advice when I first got on Cannabis about the biz out there in Michigan and stuff. So stoked to hear what she has to say.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear about that as well. And we better hurry up and move along the line so we can get to it. Indica B, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How's everybody doing tonight? Cheers, everyone. Painted Lady, it's a pleasure and honor to have you tonight. I've been following you for a long time since I've been on Cannabis, and I just want to say I love your work. I'm smoking on some Z mints I got from the dispensary today, and gonna fire some hash up here probably during the show that I made bubble hash from a candy store from the outdoors from last year. As you've seen earlier, I was eating on Opie's gummies, so I'm waiting for those to kick in, brother. I can't wait. And yeah, I just want to shout everybody out in the chat on the panel. If you can, hit that like button for us and subscribe if you haven't. And I hope you guys are ready for a kick-ass show. Last thing, another huge shout out. I see Michigan Bro Grow shows in the chat too tonight. So that's a huge honor, man. I look up to you guys and watch you guys as well. So yeah, huge shout out to you guys. Yeah, cheers, everyone.
Yeah, thanks a lot for joining us, guys. That's it's we keep saying every once in a while that we get someone in the chat or a new follower or whatever, and you're just like, holy shit, and that's a new one for us. So thank you. And Opie, how you doing tonight? Last but certainly not least, brother, this Mr. Solo Cup Challenge himself. How you doing?
Down here trying to learn what cold is, I guess. All of it's blowing this way. No, it's been all good, man. Just I hope everybody enjoys their packages, and Indica got the gummies, so that's cool. So
cool.
It's all good.
Yeah, we'll see him fall over in about 35 minutes or so. Where'd he go?
It'll take him about an hour.
Yeah. Okay, so before we actually get into the goodies, we want to talk about a giveaway we've been planning on doing here. Indica B and I, we've been planning on, well, all of us, I should say. We've had this in the works for quite a while now, and we decided since Painted Lady's our first kind of big name guest, we're going to get her to do it towards the end of the show. But for now, we'd like to show you what we've got and let you know what we got there so you for a little bit of wow factor, I guess.
Yeah, bear with me one more. I figured this will just be easier and nicer. So yeah, let's see if we can. So yeah, we got a little starter kit, I guess you can call it here. If you want to read off the things, Brad, after you can. And then over there, that's a Lux Light. It's a 2 clone 9000 K, I believe. Strip clone light or seed starting light. And then yeah, there's a bunch of brand new stuff here. And I just got these in. Shout out to Dick Pick, but these are the new slap stickers. So everybody on the panel will be seeing one of these. And yeah. So yeah, whoever wins this will be getting 3 of those as well. So
I can't wait to get slapped by Dick Pick. It's gonna be great. Okay, so I got the list in front of me. We got a gallon of General Hydro Flora Grow, some General Hydro Armor C, some General Hydro Diamond Nectar, 1 manual Blink Power Strip Timer, a couple of ratchet ropes, some plant tags, pH up and down from General Hydro, a pair of trimmers, a package of Clonex, some 2-inch starter plugs, a tray and a dome, humidity tray and a dome. And we're going to throw in some goodies and papers in there as well. I've got some genetics of mine, my White Widow Afghani F2s that I'm going to do. I got 5 different phenotypes that I did, and I'm going to throw about a dozen of each of those in there as well. And actually, and I believe the Cariboo Hart TV and the Cariboo Hart Organics slaps, I think they're also ready to go. We just got to pick those up too. So we'll throw some of those in as well. Personally, I think that's a pretty kick-ass starter kit, geared more for a new grower, I would say, but kick-ass is definitely name of the game on that one. And with that, I guess we'll get to the goodies. So, Painted Lady, for those of that don't know who you are, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been growing? Where are you from, maybe?
Sure. Well, I started about 5 years ago, and I'm from Michigan. I lived a little bit in Chicago for a few years, but born and raised in Michigan, came back after Chicago, realized it was just too damn expensive there. And I missed my friends too much. Dick Beck, I'm sure you can attest. Anyway, yeah, so about 5 years ago, a friend of mine showed me the way and I fell in love with it, and it's been my passion ever since. And I've been trying to figure out how to fucking do this professionally for the rest of my life ever since. So, yeah, I just learned a little bit through the guy that showed me, but he only showed me like bits and pieces because, you know, he still wanted half that money. So if I knew everything, his money was gone. So of course, I figured out real quick I had to learn on my own, and that's where I just started learning, you know, with podcasts, watching Grow From Your Heart, Rasta Jeff. You know, you guys all know Rasta Jeff, and he taught me probably, yeah, like 95% of probably what I know and what I utilize came from Rasta Jeff and the DGC and like Mr. Grow It, you know, all the YouTubers. And I just became obsessed with growing. And I've tried, I mean, I can't say I've tried every single way, but I've tried a lot of them. And, you know, from trellising to, you know, just letting them go. That's kind of my thing right now is with new genetics, my new thing is just to see what they do. Like, don't even top them, just let them go and stuff. So yeah, I just fell in love with it. It's my passion. And now I'm just trying to figure out how to do it professionally here in Michigan.
That seems to be the dream for a lot of people, and I certainly hope it works out for everyone that is in it for the right reasons. At least it's you deserve it. It's I would love to be able to do that. I'm a medical grower up here, and I just, the way things are set up, I'm not capable of making a living off it. But through craft cannabis petitioning and whatnot, we're hoping to get a niche into our cannabis code up here, so that small people like myself with like a small plant count, if you've got the good enough stuff, it's, you know, it's just like the pre-legalization days everywhere, it seemed, right, where you could go into these gray area dispensaries and sell your product. That's what we need.
Yeah. So we have a great medical program here in Michigan too, and it's not as great as what I hear Oklahoma's got going on down there with no plant count, but our plant count's pretty good. We got 12 med, 12 rec. So if you're a med patient and you're a caregiver, which I am, you know, I can have 24 right there. And then for each patient, you can have 5 patients. You get their 12 plants too. So yeah, that's what I do now. I still have a day job, but I'm trying to figure out how to get out of that and get something small craft commercially started here in Michigan. So we'll see what's up with that.
Well, I definitely hope that works out for you, and I have no doubt that it will. It's one of those with passion, and then where there's a will, there's a way kind of thing. Just stick your nose to the grindstone and work for it, just like everything in life, right? You'll get there.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So, but yeah, it's been fun. I love it. You know, it's just, and part of the community is great. You know, especially with COVID, you guys, Jesus Christ. I mean, as growers, we're introverts as it is anyway, most of the time. You know, we just kind of want to be down with our ladies and doing our own thing. But man, I was really becoming a hermit. So that's when I kind of started getting involved in all the chat rooms with, like, you know, the Michigan Bros Grow Show and, you know, DGC live premieres. And now even Ross and Jeff does their live premieres, except for I'm not staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning to watch those. But yeah, the community has just been really welcoming, even for a female, because, you know, there's not a ton of us. There's more of us and we're getting there. But it's, you know, it's just been, you guys have been really welcoming, and it's been appreciated. So I appreciate
more females in pretty much every industry, in my belief, and particularly in cannabis. And when we first started announcing that you're coming on the show, I was telling everybody, she grows better weed than you do, so you better pay attention to what she has to say. Well, flat out, I've seen your pictures, and I've seen what a lot of the people I know are growing, and I'd be willing to bet it's better if yet to have the privilege of trying your stuff. But should that day ever come,
well, let's hope that it does. Let's hope that it does. But I appreciate that. Yeah, it just, you know, I have been blessed with extremely good genetics. So as you all know, that right there is the number one thing to get yourself going on the right path as far as good plants go. And then I've just, you know, I'm a salt grower normally, but I have just now become an organic grower. I am experimenting with that. So yeah, I just kind of am doing experimenting with Coots Mix, and it's just been interesting not to have to spend so much time mixing up bottles and pHing and doing all that stuff. But yeah, so just doing it the way that I've always done it. And I use Bloom yellow bottles, which not a ton of people have heard of. They've been around for a long time. They're an Australian company. But I found them through Mr. Grow It. And one time they sent him some products and he ran them, and his plants, you could tell, were noticeably happier than they had been. And I took notice, and I'm like, well, damn, I got to get some of that shit. So they came to one of our local Grow Green stores here in Michigan, which is a big grow store, and had a big expo. And the guy, I don't know if he's an owner or what he is, but I guess he's the West Coast rep now. He's in Colorado, but from Australia, and loaded me up with the whole line of nutrients, and just for free. And so I went home and tried them. And I mean, I tried Fox Farm, you know, Advanced Newts, GH, Veg Bloom, all, you know, the whole gamut. And my plants have just been really happy with Veg Bloom, or with Bloom yellow bottles. And so that's just kind of been the thing, good genetics and figuring out what works for your plants and your environment. And I think I kind of finally figured it out. So now I'm experimenting with something new to fuck it all up.
Yeah, it's usually how it works. Just as you have that aha kind of moment, you're like,
right.
oh, let's change it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the fun part for me with growing, is just finding new ways to grow. There's not one, nobody can say there's one way to do it. So that's what's been fun for me, is just, you know, doing it one way. And then, you know, you post pictures of your plants, and then someone comes, you know, you should have done this, you know, and I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks. You know, and then you know, who knows, maybe I'll try that next down the road or something. But everybody has just been so, like, everybody has an opinion and everybody wants to share, and it's kind of cool. It's just been really fun. So
yeah, I love it, especially once you get away from like the Facebook crowd and stuff like that. Like, that's get away from that. Like, so I found Instagram was way better than that, and then I found cannabis. I had to jump on cannabis because I find you don't find any of the negativity personally. So really big on that platform.
Yeah, I am slacking on the cannabis, you guys. I apologize, because I'm always on the Instagram, and then I just I'm like, oh yeah, I should post that on cannabis, and I just forget, and then I don't have the notification set. So if I ever don't respond to somebody, don't take it personally. I'm just like squirreling. So I just forget.
Yeah.
It's a great platform. I just need to utilize it more.
Yeah, no, I get that. kind of the reason I don't pay much attention to Instagram myself is because I'm busy paying attention to cannabis. It's like I only have the mental capacity to focus on one or the other. So
Exactly.
then it was funny. The day that we announced that you're coming on the show, my friggin' Instagram just blew the fuck up. It was just like ping, 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 ping. I was like, what's going on? Because I'd be at work, like swinging a chainsaw around, and like I could feel my phone vibrating in my hip. And then you get like, I have headphones and listen to music, and you can hear the notifications going off. And it's like, what's going on here? And then you check it. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, okay, maybe I have to pay attention over to this platform again. So.
Oh, well, that makes me happy. I'm glad that your phone was buzzing in your pocket all day. That makes me happy. So I'm glad everybody wants to see what I have to say. I mean, I really don't have I've been growing for 5 years, so it's not really that long of a time. And, you know, the bros have taught me a shitload. You know, I learned something from them every single time I'm on. And yeah, so I just keep learning. I just keep learning and trying to utilize what I learn and try something new every time and see what happens. That's the fun part.
What it's all about.
So I'm curious a little bit more about your growing style, the size of pot you use, the height that you like to grow your plant to, and the medium you use.
Yeah, sure. Well, I usually used to, until I started the organic soil, I used to run just Roots Organic 707. That was my favorite. I just started out in soil. I've tried like just a Pro Mix, HP, a Cocoa, you know, Ocean Forest, Happy Frog. I've tried it all. My plants really seem to like the Roots 707. And then through about the first 4 weeks of veg, and then after the first 4 weeks of veg, that's when I would start feeding the Bloom Yellow bottles, and then feed that all through flower. And sometimes I alternate in a couple New Millennium products, Ruby and Winter Frost towards the end of flower. I'll throw those in, and I'll throw in some Shine too throughout flower, which is a veg bloom product, and just kind of alternate and just try to, you just come up with your own, you know, secret recipe, I guess. And I like to go up to about 7-gallon pots. But now with the organics, I know I'm going to have to go a lot bigger. According to Spartan, he tells me I got to get a big battery going. So, because I do like to grow my girls pretty big. Luckily, I have a basement that was empty when I bought my house. So it was just a cement block basement. So it was basically a grower's wet dream. So my buddy came over and saw it and thought it was a gold mine, and set up HPS and the old metallic magnetic ballast, you know, I can't even say that word right now, but yeah, and the heat and the noise and everything was just kind of, it looked like a fire hazard to me. And so I slowly just kind of start doing my own research and looking into LEDs. And so that's what I run now. I run HLG 550 V specs. I have a B spec in veg, and I have R specs in bloom. And I just got a Lauraflux, which is a Michigan brand product, LED 8-blade. And my plants are loving that. And that's in flower also. And I let them get about sometimes pretty close to 6 feet tall. So I am blessed with the ability to let them get tall, and they have a lot of room to space out. So I haven't even really I used to trellis, but I don't even do that anymore. I kind of just use the old school yo-yos and bamboo poles, and sometimes tomato cages, but that's my jam.
That's what I tried to do this time, is the sticks. Trying the sticks this time too.
You know, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, but for the most part, I mean, they can be a hazard. I've heard of people putting like marshmallows and stuff on the end of them to protect your eyes, but I have come close. I've come close to poking my eye out before, but as long as you're careful, they get the job done. And I really like those yo-yos. I like the yo-yos better than the sticks.
That's what
So
I switched up to. I like them yo-yos, man. They're so easy to work with, and then when you're done, you just unhook them, let them flop back up, and off to the races. You know.
My favorite, because I don't even really need too much to spread it. You know, we using the bamboo poles or anything, or even with the tomato cages anymore, because I can take those yo-yos and I can hook it on this branch and then pull it all the way across the fucking room and put it over there. And so it spreads it out, and I can have them on all sides of the room. And so it looks like the Matrix and shit in there, but it still gets the job done, and they're all spread out and everybody's getting good light and works.
See, I'm using yo-yos and sticks this time because I guess I didn't know that I could have used just one or the other. But I had a real question I wanted to ask you because I'm from Michigan myself. But do you do any outdoor stuff? And if you do, what's your method on that?
Last year was the first year I ran an outdoor, and it's only because I ran out of room in my veg. I was stupid and cut too many clones, and I have a serious problem with killing plants. So I just can't kill them. And so I had an overabundance of plants. So I just was like, well, girls, it's like May 15th, you're going outside. And several of them were not happy, but I was running a Cherry Garcia from Ethos. She was about 6.5 feet tall at that time, and she didn't give two shits. She was like, okay, cool. And was just huge. She ended up having colas as big as my thighs. But I didn't push them like I do my indoor plants with nutrients. I used Roots Organics Terp Tea a couple times with just a top dress. But I noticed that the buds were a lot more airy than I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing solid, dense nugs, and they were airy, and I found a couple seeds. So there must've been, pollen flying around in the environment or something. Or my neighbor behind me has one of those big ass fucking vapor lights that comes on at night, and I always wondered if it was gonna affect things. So I mean, it wasn't totally seeded up, but I did find a seed or two in the outdoor. But it was just again. I think I'm just gonna try running my hand or try my hand in an auto next year, because I've never run autos, and I really don't have a whole ton of direct sunlight, all day full sun out there. So about the only place I have to put it is on deck. And it's thought about running maybe an auto or two, because I'm in that Ethos multi-pass. So yeah, they sent us a few autos Planet of the Grapes, and I think a banana one that I wouldn't mind running. So I might try it, but not. I had 10 plants out there last year, and it was too much, and an outdoor and an indoor. I had both going at the same time, and too much. And the trimming, I about died. Man, that's when I hired trimmers. That's first time. I'm can't do it.
I'm the same way though. I can't kill plants, so I think the first time I had outdoor was the same reason, because I just didn't have the room inside.
Yeah. Yep. So they were okay. It wasn't. I don't know. I mean, I would try it again, because obviously I don't know what I'm doing outdoors, so it's not like I can just run one outdoor and have a final opinion of what I think is best. So yeah, I'd run it again, and I think I will try an auto, but I'm definitely not running 10. Just one. One is good, and keep my indoor going.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I tell you one thing, the environment outside is so hard to control. All those leaf hoppers, and then, other bugs or squirrels were burying their nuts in my shit. And God, it was every time I looked out there, something was going on. It was just too much to and thunderstorms. I had to have this big tent, and I'd have put them under this tent, and Man,
Same thing,
One.
made a lean-to, and
yeah, I was going to do that, but I didn't really have anywhere to put it. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stick to indoor.
well, thanks
Hey,
for that. I
Dave wants
appreciate
to know how your JTR testers are going.
They're going well. I kept the one in the Solo Cup, and she's doing really well. She's got a really nice structure. I kept the one that I thought was going to be best for the Solo Cup. The bros helped me choose which one. And the other two I potted up. A couple of them were male, and then the other two are potted up into one gals, and they've got a sweet structure. They're just looking like a candelabra, like Christmas tree, perfect Christmas tree. So it's going to be interesting to see what those turn out like. And I've got some cream, and I've got the cream and double dose, and some Afterglow clones going right now from Irie, and then a whole bunch of Ethos, some Punchberry cookies, and grape diamonds. That's one of my favorites. Has anybody ever run any Ethos?
That was that newest post that you just had with that great diamonds, right?
Yeah, it's probably my all-time favorite strain. That just growing and flavor and high and everything is just delicious. It's like somebody took grape Hubba Bubba gum and dropped it in some fucking gas. It's just delicious. And the plant was just beautiful too. At a really,
Yeah, it's hella photogenic.
oh
I
man,
mean, just a beautiful plant.
yeah, she had a nice fade and she was just sparkling. She was a stunner for sure.
What do you think of the cream?
It's the first time I'm running it. So, and I've got two different phenos right now, and one is short and squat and just a perfect structure, like bush. And then the other one is taller. It's about 3 inches taller. And so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that is. But from everything that I've heard about that, is that basically that is super potent. So my patients will be excited about that, because my patients just tend to like, I felt bad because I was running a lot of Irie, and finally one of them was like, can you do something that, is a little bit less racy? And I thought that that's what she had told me that she liked, one of them. And she's like, no, I like the stuff that, because I have anxiety. I'm like, oh crap, I'm running exactly what she doesn't want. So yeah, I've needed to put some, like, rotate some more indica heavy stuff in. So I'm looking forward to how that cream's going to turn out. And I kind of heard the same thing about the double dose, if I remember right. So
Yeah, same thing. I've heard the same thing about that too. I have some of each of those that I'm running here soon as well. Double dose right now and morning dew. But I have the cream that I'm excited to get going soon. So that's why I was curious.
Yeah, I've got, I mean, so many genetics, so little time. I've got like Lady Marmalade coming up, and Sunkiss and Strawberry Starburst, and I still have Morning Dew to run too. I've never run that, and there's just so many. Plus the Ethos Multipass is getting ready to do another drop, and that's just stupid. There's like 1,000. So yeah, it's just fun, man. I just wish I had the space to run them all.
So when you're picking strains for your garden, are you thinking more for your patients? Or are you thinking more for your grow? How are you picking your strains for your garden?
Well, my lack of concern there was not my usual practice. I generally try to make sure that I have exactly what my patients want first. And then second, I like sativas because I'm an all-day smoker. So I need to get shit done. So, and that's just like, which is why I love Rasta Jeff. Irie is the majority of his stuff is sativa heavy. So, yeah, I like sativas. So I kind of try to run a few of those and find my Lemon Jeffrey. I found a really, really nice pheno of that I'm going to keep forever and ever and ever. Hopefully. That's like, yeah, one of my favorites, but, for the most part, I just I really like a plant that's beautiful and that, obviously is not an asshole in the garden and is just kind of, I don't, it doesn't really have to be easy to grow. Like I've got caps cut in my garden right now and she's a pain in the ass, but you know, it's worth it. So yeah, I really, you know, patient first, and then I like a sativa, and then it really comes down to what it looks like to me. I really want it to look beautiful in my garden. That matters because I spend a lot of time down there. So yeah, I want her to be a stunner.
Have you run Crescendo or Cotton Candy Cash?
I've run Crescendo and Peach Crescendo, and both are a favorite. Peach Crescendo is a big time favorite of my patients.
Nice.
So,
I just started a Crescendo for the first time.
yeah, you're gonna like it. It does.
I started a few actually. I got Fruity
Yeah.
Pebbles OG, Sour Watermelon, Crescendo, and Cotton Candy Cash, and I think there's another Ethos line in there too. I'm brain farting it. So
I'm there. I've been there.
do you prefer seeds or clones?
I do prefer seeds. I just really, now that I know how to do them, man, when I first started growing, I went to this High Times Cup here in Michigan, and Ethos was there. That's where I first found Ethos, and I bought some genetics. You know, I dropped a couple $100 on some good genetics and went home and fucking killed them. I just like, you know, I put them in I can't even remember what I did. They took off and then they dampened off. I think I had them under a dome or had it too humid or something. It just had them too wet, and then they just dampened off. And so all of my citral glue died, and yeah, it's a learning lesson. But now that I've got my shit together with it, I love running seeds the best. I mean, of course I take clones, the ones that are the keepers, but I prefer seeds. I just think they're a more vigorous and hardy plant from seed.
Yeah, I agree. I like the pheno hunt of the seed. And
Yeah,
I think clones
that too.
are necessary evils so you can hold that pheno once you find it. But
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's amazing, you know, you see other people's pictures of the same strain that you're running online, and it's just, you know, theirs are completely different. That's awesome to me. I love that. So yeah, that's why I like to run seeds too, because you know, the phenos are completely different. It's awesome.
Do you notice that you have any more, like, do you notice your flower or anything better when you're running seeds, just or in general, because you have such a healthier plant, just in general from seed? Or
I don't know if I noticed that the flower is any better from seed than clone, but I just really think, you know, the stalks and everything are just a better structure just from seed. But you know, I'm definitely not opposed to clones, and I'm just an old school clone girl too. I just put that shit in root riots under a dome. I don't use the arrow cloner and all that stuff everybody talks about, you know, and their clear res and all this stuff, and I'm just sitting back going, over here in root riots. It works.
I just throw mine in a cup of dirt and call it a day.
Or that, you know, I've done that too. I've tried it just because, you know, why not? And it worked. Like I said, it took a little bit longer than in the root riots, but I have this, and that's the other thing. I alternate micro products. Like I really like Recharge and Plus Life from Veg Bloom. And then I used to use Mammoth P, but I haven't bought any of that in a long time. I just, but I kind of just alternate like the Veg Bloom Plus Life and Recharge. And then once you got all that going and stuff, you're just good to go. I forgot your fucking question, Fluffy. Sorry.
That's all right. So are you still using like your Recharge and stuff in your salt side when you're using, you know, your Bloom and yellow bottles? Are you still using your Recharge and your microbes there?
Yep.
Okay. Are you using different microbes for your organic side? Or are you
No,
kind of-
I'm not. I just, every time I transplant, I always use Azos and Mycos. And so starting off with that, with mycorrhizae, and then I always just water in recharge every time I transplant. That's when I water in the recharge. And with the bloom, when I'm doing salts, I usually just was doing like once a week and alternating. Like on a Wednesday, I do the Plus Life, and on Saturdays was my recharge day. But I'm kind of backing off on it now. I don't think, like, in talking with all the bros and stuff, they're like, you don't need that much, especially with organics. Apparently, it should all, you don't need to keep adding and adding and adding. It should be all in there and everything. So that's the part, because I learned the ghetto way of growing, man. The guy that I learned from taught me the ghetto way. And this is how you do it. This is how you do it. Why you do that? I don't know. This is how you do it.
That's what the guy who told me did.
Yeah. Now I'm going back and learning like why I learned how to do it that way. Like I said, I don't know all the scientific terms or none of that shit. I just know how to grow. So yeah, I've just been I still use the recharge with the organic, but I haven't been using it as much. I think I've only used it once since I've put them in the organic.
Yeah, I think organic wise, I like to add my microbes and stuff. Like when I do a top feed or something, just I'll water like microbes over the top of that, just in efforts to try to help maybe break it down a little quicker, get it available faster. But other than that, I mean, yeah, if you're doing a good, proper organic system, you feel like you should never lose those microbes. So no reason, adding them constantly.
That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, and that's what they're telling me. So yeah, I do add them more in the salts, but with the organics, I haven't been doing that. And yeah, so far so good. See.
And did you notice,
Nar,
all the benefits?
What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Nar, what's up? Wants to know, what do you use aloe when you put them in the root right cubes, or are you using like Clonex?
I used old school Clonex gel. And then I have this product from Roots Yellow or from Bloom Yellow bottles called Roots. And it just like a couple drops in the water that I soak the root riot cubes in. So I put a couple drops of that Roots stuff in that water, and yeah, I've usually got roots coming out the bottom in like 10 or 11 days.
Nice. Sorry, Fluffy. I didn't mean to step on you, bro.
I don't think I had anything interesting to say anyway, so we good.
Who haven't we heard from? Drizzt. Buddy, come on.
I'm here. What would you like to say, Rick?
I would like to ask our guest a question.
Okay, well, I'm very interested in what she's talking about with this new stuff she's doing. I'm also using salts right now myself, and I'm interested in finding something better than Fox Farms, obviously. So I'm kind of listening to what she's saying she's using, and I'm writing down actually the name of that bloom stuff, the yellow, so that I can try to find that at my local grocery store and see, what we can do.
I loved it right from the beginning. And I continue to love it. I mean, I haven't used it in a minute now that I switched over to the organic, but I can't remember. I know the guy that I spoke with last summer that came to visit me from Bloom is based out of Fort Collins, Colorado. So I know their distribution has gotten a little bit bigger. So although COVID, they took a hit because with everything had to be shipped over from Australia, and they were charging them like a ridiculous amount of money to do that. So they had some shipping issues last year, which who didn't, but hopefully you should be able to find it somewhere in the area and give it a go. Or like, as a matter of fact, try reaching out to them, because I know that they'll give out free samples of stuff, like the little tiny bottles that I started with. They'll give you a free sample. You're not in Canada, are you?
No, I'm in Oklahoma.
Okay, yeah. I know that I just think that it's just US shipping only is what I remember them saying, but yeah, reach out to them and see if they're still doing free samples and see if they'll send you something. It's worth
Yeah,
it.
great. You know, anything that I can try to help.
What's that?
Or I was just saying, what's everybody got against Canada? We can never get any of the good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I feel bad for you guys. You can't get any.
Hold up here. Give us some of the good stuff. Come on, guys.
So are you going full organics now? Are you going to be doing both salts or just melding full into the organic side?
I'm just experimenting with the organic right now, but I want to run, the whole point is I want to experiment with running my Lemon Jeffrey pheno side by side, organic and salts. Because the one that I found that a keeper, the first time I ran it, I had it in a 7 gallon and I pulled almost 21 ounces off of it. So I was like, that's the keeper. And I mean, just everything about it too. It wasn't just the fact that it yielded a shitload. It was the smell, the terps, the flavor, and everything was perfect. So, and eventually I want to open a facility that runs a very clean product because I want to eventually turn it into RSO. And I want to have the cleanest possible medicine for people in the end. And I think that starts with an organic product. So I want to learn how to grow that Lemon Jeffrey in that same fashion organically, but I want to run it side by side just to see what the differences are with flavor and everything. So
yeah. Fluffy's my coach right now. Yeah, I'm transitioning into organics. Fluffy's my coach. And yeah, no doubt. I'm loving it so far. It's pretty cool.
It's just weird not having to be, doing all that stuff all the time. Yeah, I feel like
He told me to throw away all my meters and all that shit. He was like, get rid of those. You don't need them anymore.
I don't know about that. Spartan's still pHs and everything. I haven't touched my pH meter since I've done the organic, but he says, and I know a lot other people that do organic say, don't throw your meters away.
Until you nail it down, until you get it down, which how much you're gonna need of extra calcium, just whatever. So
well, certain plants can go out of whack too, like the different strains or different phenos can all just want something different. So if you got one that's fucked up, you need to figure out what's going on with her. But yeah, for the most part, it's just been fun.
So when you're looking for like a specific pheno or something like that, like what are you looking for like right away? When you got a whole pack of them going or something, like which one catches your eye first where you're like, hell yeah, I want that one?
I really like something that has a really nice like Christmas tree structure that isn't just like shooting up tall and fast. And
you're not topping or LSTing or anything like that now. You said you're just letting them go.
The very first time I run them, yeah. The next time I run them, I'll top them or do whatever. I usually top at like the 5th node, and then I might top like one other time. I'll top everything one time after that before I send them into flower. But for the first time I run it, I don't. Yeah, I've just been experimenting with leaving it, and I do lollipop. I lollipop them all up, and do all that kind of stuff. It's not like I just completely leave it to 70 out, but yeah. So that's just been my style for the most part. And now with the organic, I just kind of want to do it side by side. So I'm running some like those JTRs that I potted up. I'm running one of those organic and one of those with my bloom yellow bottles. So that'll be really cool to see. I don't know if they're going to be they're probably not the same pheno, chances are, but if they are, they would be really cool because then I just get that experiment out of the way right quick. But yeah, that's my next thing, is to experiment to see which ones are going to transfer into my commercial system for the RSO. That's how the pheno hunting is basically trying to get to that step. Like which ones are going to be the best product in the end, are going to be the best growing in that commercial system, are going to be, done for RSO.
And so with the like caregiving and stuff like that out in Michigan, is that completely different from what you want to do with your commercial facility, or is that going to be able to be integrated? Or
Well, unfortunately, here in Michigan, it kind of sucks that if you are employed in a commercial facility, you can't be a caregiver. So that sucks. So yeah, I'd have to give up my caregiver to do that. But that's just.
Well, you'll be able to, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to provide them, you know, cleaner medicine at the end of the day.
Yeah,
so
yeah, and that's obviously that's like way down the road because you know RSO stuff and that equipment and everything, and it takes like so much product to produce this much product. So that's like
and he knows a lot or something about that.
Yeah, so that's like stage 5, like that's the dream end goal. But so for right now, I'm basically just pheno hunting, trying to figure out what I think would do well in a commercial facility. And I've never been one of those ones that just kind of jumps on the like hype strain bandwagon, you know, like all the ice cream cakes and all that, you know, stuff. I just like, cool, it looks awesome, and like, you know, I see everybody's pictures and everybody says it's so great, but I don't know, I just have just kind of stuck with the genetics companies that I feel like have made a difference, like, you know, with Ross and Jeff and his show, he gives back with, you know, teaching people how to grow, and Colin Gordon, I know that he doesn't have too many fans, but he's got a fan over here because at High Times Cup, he spent 30 minutes with me, a newbie who didn't know shit. I had no clue what I was doing, you guys. And I was asking him about these genetics, and he was the one that was there at the booth, and he spent 30 minutes with this chick that didn't know what the hell she was talking about. But that just says something to me. So that's kind of where I vote with my dollars is people like that. And so I just don't kind of tend to go for just like, oh, our facility needs to run ice cream cake because everybody is, you know, it's just more about like, I just kind of want to do it all from my own heart, I guess.
So do you want to get into like, do you pollen chuck at all or anything? Are you like experimenting with that? Is that even sites or anything or no?
Down the road, not yet. Yeah. I'm still learning how to grow it. I just grow the ladies. So I just kind of want to perfect that and figure out how to do that right organically and with salts and, you know, and figure out which style I like to grow it. And then I will kind of play around with doing that. Cause there have been, you know, I've found some really nice males and like I'm running this Tropicalia OG, which is a ghost OG and hibiscus sunrise cross from Free World Genetics out of Colorado. And I found some really nice males and man, I don't want to kill them because I wish I could do something with them, but I don't know.
None of your bros would want them?
What's that?
You don't got none of the bros out there that would want them?
I asked Sequence the other day and he didn't have room for it, but yeah, I've got some JTR males and some Tropicalia OG males that but I don't know. What do you guys, what if I put them in a different room and let them produce the pollen? But I'm so afraid of doing that. I'm so afraid it'll like get in the vent system or something. I don't know. I'm not doing it. Never mind. I was going to ask if I could like freeze the pollen, like, you know, chuck it into like a bag. I mean, I know I could do like a whole tent and, you know, isolate them and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know if I would.
How mad would you be though? You know, like it's just so scary with that stuff. Like yeah, I brought an outdoor in and seated my tent. You know what I mean? I was like,
you know, yeah.
So.
I generally
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
6 months to a year, you can freeze the pollen.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe down the road. Yeah, and I definitely do want to get into. I don't know if I want to call it breeding, but just messing around with it.
Playing around.
Yeah.
Sure,
maybe
anybody
see
who
if I
goes
could,
has got to try it once, right?
yeah, maybe see if I could come up with something cool. And if not, if it just, wasn't my thing, then at least I tried it. But no, I haven't messed with it yet.
I've ruined too many crops by just screwing around by trying to keep a male like in just a different part of the basement kind of thing. It always seems to get in there. So now I just try to keep with the breeding in a just completely different building altogether. Just completely reduce the risk. I'm sure if you're actually dedicated enough and paid enough attention, you could do like tents in the same room as your flower, but I'm not that dedicated, and I just one of those wing it types. So
Yeah. It sounds like more hassle than it's worth to me right now, I think. So yeah, I'll stick with the girls.
Well, if it went and like screwed up your whole crop, then you're just
right.
That's a heartbreaker right there.
Yep.
So
I'll tell you how it works out, because that's my plan for the next male I get, is to try to collect the pollen, and I'm going to do it in my basement, not too far from my grow. So I'll let you know if I fuck it up.
That made my heart start racing.
Kind of, yeah.
I need to hurry up and get you some of my genetics, Fluffykins. It's because of my current situation, just I'm away from all my genetics right now for the foreseeable future. But hopefully, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, those violators that I crossed with the Charlotte's Web, that could be something interesting. So I know you're interested in screwing around with some CBD stuff, but as I keep saying, I'll get some Charlotte's Web seeds into that too. Have some fun with that.
Yeah, hey,
Yeah, I think that'd be fun flavor.
Not to interrupt, you want me to shoot some your way, Fluffkins? I have some, dude. I have a bunch of your genetics that I got sent to me, so and I'm so busy right now, man. I can shoot some if you want, Fluffkins. Give me your address, and I'll send you a bunch of different stuff. Meathead Violator, I got a bunch of your stuff, so I'll split it up from what I got.
Those violators you got, those are the last of the F1 generation.
Okay.
Everything I had, I sent south for that. So, and I'm working on the F2 right now. That's what's been going on. And I need to send a shout out to my dad. He was able to take on I had to shut down my grow because of my living situation. And it was looking like all my breeding projects, everything was going to be lost. I got those freak shows I was going to work on. Some Arise plants that I was just growing for the first time. I'd never grown them before. And then I was like, oh my God, I got to shut this down. And my dad was able to take them on, and just I'll put it out there. I'm medically licensed and not doing nothing illegal. It's just change of living circumstances is all. Shit happens, right?
Yeah. I mean,
what was
that'd
the
be
name
really
of that?
cool.
What was the name of that Michigan LED company that you were talking that you'd use, Painted Lady?
Laura Flux.
Laura Flux. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a popular brand now, isn't it?
I mean, they seem to be doing pretty well. And I will vouch for them because, man, it's weird. Everything I put under it turns purple.
No shit.
I mean, not like blueberry muffin purple, but it tends, everything on the underside that the light isn't touching is still like a green, but everything that's the light is hitting is visibly turning color, like it's bringing out a lot of colors in the plant. And so I brought that up to the bros, and they seem to think maybe there's some sort of UV in it. I'm not quite sure. I haven't even looked. I keep forgetting to look. Maybe just a little bit that's causing that to happen. I don't know. Or Spartan thinks maybe the plants were just like reacting to it differently or whatever. Or maybe it's too close or something, but
What did those lights run? What do those lights run for like an 8 bar?
$1,000.
Are they okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
They just ran a sale, I think, for like 900. But yeah,
sure
but they have like smaller ones. They have 6 blade, and I think they have a littler one now too that they just came out with for 10. Okay. So yeah, cool. Check it out. I love it. Love it.
I know I'm going to need like 16 of the. I'd like to get 16 of the bigger ones eventually. So, but probably just one or two at a time right now. Slowly
Yeah.
switching over from the high pressure sodium. So.
Yep. Yeah, I like it a lot. Check them out.
I just wanted to say that speaking of Spartan growing a little while back, he's calling you out in chat right now, Painted Lady, saying, "What the fuck? Why aren't you in there talking shit with him?"
Oh, I don't even have chat up, you guys. Oh shit, I totally forgot about it. I squirreled.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he's calling you out, and shout out to Spartan Girl, and thanks for joining us, brother.
What's up, Spartan? I'll bust your balls here in a second.
Shout out to all the boys. It looks like we got most of the guys there from the Michigan Bros Grow Show up there.
What? The guys are in here watching? That's awesome.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
We got most of the guys in there. They're doing a good old job tearing up our chat.
That's so cool. Well,
That's very cool.
Huge
Thanks for
honor,
joining
guys.
us, everyone.
Thank you.
What size flower footprint are you getting off of that light?
what size? I'm sorry. If I do two things at once, that's why I didn't pull up chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. What size flower footprint does that light give you? Is it like a 4x4, 5x5?
Yeah, they say about I think it's about a 5x5. It's huge. It's really big and it's really bright. It's dimmable, of course. So, yeah, it's really. I can't say enough nice things about it. I know that Spartan and Mitten over there are running them in veg, Mitten Canico. But they haven't been running them in flower, and I only have it in flower and haven't run it in veg. And man, I love when it does it in flower. So be interested to see what it does. I mean, obviously it does well for them in veg, so check them out for sure.
That's about right. I mean, the money's right for that kind of footprint, because I think that R-Spec Scorpion from HLG we're giving away on the Solo Cup, it's the equivalent. It's a 5x5. That's a $1,200 light.
That thing is sweet, isn't it? That thing,
Oh,
I would love to have one of
sweet.
those too.
That's beautiful. That's a dream light as well. So definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I kept trying to get them to send me one so I could promo it for them, but
damn, shucks. Didn't get lucky enough, huh?
no, they keep saying stuff about 10,000 subscribers, and I'm just like, I'm not that popular, nor do I want to be.
Didn't know I was on mute again. What's up with your Solo Cup?
Man, that Solo Cup challenge is so interesting. That's my first Solo Cup challenge, and I still don't know what I'm going to do about water and that thing. I think I'm going to end up doing like some sort of sip or I don't know, like some sort of watering system, because man, I don't know. It's going to need water like every hour. But I kept it short. It's still only like about that tall, but I don't know.
Those things were some
Been
beautiful
trimming
looking
the
plants
roots
when
on
you show
that
'em off.
Painted Lady?
No, I haven't done anything. I just left it, put it in the Solo Cup and let her go.
You put holes up underneath it or anything? Like,
oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, hold on.
Oh yeah. She's got drainage holes. What do you think? I'm stupid? No.
Are you doing that with your bloom and yellow bottles?
What's that?
Is your Solo Cup being done with your bloom and yellow bottles?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm definitely running newts on the Solo Cup for sure. But yeah, it's I don't know. I was gonna run 3, like all those JTRs in the Solo Cups. So they were like, just run all of them. No, one's enough, thanks. I'll just do that. But I really don't even know what the rules are of the contest. Like, when is it over and what? I don't even know the rules. I'm just growing it.
April 30th.
Okay. I'm sort of on time then. I'm on all right time. I flipped. I
Yeah,
can't honestly. I'd have to look at my calendar to see when I flipped it to flower, but
I'll repost the rules. They kind of
okay.
I keep reposting them, but as soon as I repost them, it's like spam fest in solo cup and it gets lost like quick. So, and there's no way to stick it so that it stays at the top of the feed, which I wish they fixed, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'll repost those.
Cool.
Well, hell,
Yeah.
I get ads that get stuck on my friggin' main feed all the time. Maybe you need to talk to JR or Q and see if you can get like the shit sponsored or something set up there.
Yeah, I've talked to Q about it. Outside of the main feed, there's no way to do it in the groups right now because they weren't designed for that.
Who's got a solo cup still in it?
Not me.
I never
I'm just
even got
trying
to
to
get mine
keep up.
going.
Nobody?
I'm a judge, so I don't even.
Oh
count.
yeah, well yeah, that's true. You can't.
I got my Cherry Garcia going. We just flipped that a couple weeks ago, I want to say. So I'm watering that. Geez, like 3-4 times a day right now. It's killing me, but it's probably I gotta take some pictures. I just was so busy. I mean, it's stretched. It's huge. I think it's gonna look beautiful. It looks like it's gonna line up to be one just decent sized cola. So we'll see.
Have you run Cherry Garcia before?
Nope. Listen, I've ran a lot of ethos indoors. This is first time. I've ran a lot of ethos outdoors. So I got 4 Cherry Garcias right now and 7 gallons of flour right now on my table. So
Oh man, you're gonna love. I love cherry.
Smell, when I opened that door today, when the lights went on at 2, I was like, I almost felt I was in heaven. I was like, holy.
Yep,
shit.
it is. It's one of the best. Cherry and lilac or lilac diesel. You ever
I
had
haven't
lilac?
had that one yet. I want to.
That's a really nice one too.
Sweet.
That one and grape diamonds and lilac diesel are 3 of my favorites.
Lilac diesel is all over Kalamazoo right now, man.
I love
Oh no shit.
The candy store is my favorite so far.
Oh yeah, candy store is a good one too.
The next run indoors, I've never done it indoors, but outdoors, I mean, it did amazing out there. So I love it.
Yep.
So
I really haven't found too many ethos I didn't like.
yeah, no, me either.
Honestly, I just I really can't off the top of my head can't even think of one that wasn't my favorite. But yeah, the genetics speak for themselves. Like, I mean, say what you want to say about the dude. I don't know anything about the animal stuff, and if that's true, that sucks. But whatever, everybody has heard something about somebody that was probably not true. So I just kind of grain of salt that kind of shit.
Everybody has their own beliefs, I guess. I agree with you. Yeah, because too, I'm running Irie genetics too right now. I got Lemon Jeffrey going. I got Golden Goat going in flower. My wife has 2 orange gasms. Shit, they're looking better than mine right now. I think I'm just obsessed now with Irie as I am ethos. I want to say so.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe the yield on Irie.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
The density and the yield and the terps. I mean, yeah, like you talk about being smacked in the face when you walk in the room or open your tent.
Yeah,
that's all. I got the 2 different phenols of the Lemon Jeffrey right now, the skunk, and then I got the candy terp.
Candy outdoors last year. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
And that was wide open, no greenhouse, no nothing. It turned out beautiful.
Wow, that is really nice.
Very, very resilient to pests, to mold, to everything. Because we had some bad rains right before I was getting ready to harvest, and it was getting cold. It's Massachusetts where I am, so it's funky out there. And but it kicked ass.
Nice. I hadn't heard that about candy store before, so that's good to know.
Yeah, I at least I had great success. I ran fully organic, and I ran what was it? Coast of Maine,
Okay, yep.
Platinum Grower Series.
Yep.
Ran that with teas, and I had awesome success. So.
And no PM either?
No, I ran PMs, absolutely. So crop control, I did weekly crop control PMs. I switched it up with neem seed meal spray too as well. Insect frask, I do foliar sprays too as well outdoors, and I seem to have very good success with that, at least where I am here in Massachusetts. And then I got it's the SNS 203. I believe it is. I use that if if the soil gats and shit like that get too bad, I'll do a drench here and there, and run nematodes as well too. So, but yeah.
Cool. But you didn't run any powdery mildew or anything?
Nope.
All those, damn, that's good to know then.
Nope. So no, it was awesome, and the bubble hash that we made was phenomenal from it. I'm smoking on it now, and I mean,
Nice.
Yeah, it's I highly recommend that strain. I absolutely do.
I can attest to that bubble hash. That shit's
yeah,
A1.
there you go. Yeah. So
Just think
yeah,
of that.
yeah, that's what a lot of people say. It was pretty fire. So I'm excited to grow it again. So
Awesome. Well, you're gonna be happy with those Irie too, because man,
I can't wait. So that was that was yesterday down in the flower room. So
nice.
yeah, I gotta get the pictures posted on Cannabis. I'm so busy with school and big props to you with trying to go to open up your own business. I left my job last year as an automation engineer, and I'm with two solid guys that I met. Shout out to Papa Z and Automation is Freedom. And we're opening our own micro out here in Massachusetts outdoors. So that's what we're working on right now. So
That's awesome. I think I remember hearing you talk about that on an episode not too long ago. So
yeah,
that's really cool. And you guys are square foot, right? It's not like plant count.
No plant count. So caregiver out here wise, I think they said the next 6 to 8 months the law should be passed finally. They are passed, but finalized in their eyes and books and whatever. They're opening up caregiving up to 10 patients, and I believe it's 500 square feet. On a micro level, 5,000 square feet you're allowed up to. So
nice. Well, that's awesome. Congrats to you guys and best wishes, man.
Thank you. And then you can open up 2 more 5,000 square foot under different ownership, but you can take the money that profits to open 2 more, I guess you could say, you know what I mean, to expand your business. They allow that in Mass, which is pretty awesome. So
that is cool.
Yeah. So, and they open you up to, you get 50% off all your fees yearly. You're automatically open delivery license, I believe, and dispensary storefront too as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we're hoping within the next year we'll be up and running. We're getting quotes now in greenhouses. So it's awesome. It's a dream come true.
Exciting, isn't it? That's
awesome. Don't get me wrong. With me and my wife, she's working her ass off so I can stay home, thank God, and do all this and hopefully make things come true. But it's happening. So, you know,
keep doing it. Keep working.
Yeah, absolutely. So
good for you. Congrats.
All these guys here too, because they're huge support. So thank you too, guys.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm just glad to see people in it for the right reason. You know, there's so many people, like, especially in Illinois, all the big cultivation centers are just a bunch of, they don't smoke, you know, they just got big checkbooks, and it's just, the product shows, you know, and it's sad because that's supposed to be a medical fucking thing, you know, and it's cool to see people out there striving to put the best possible. And it's because at the end of the day, I think we all just like really good weed, you know. We like really, we love it, or I can speak for myself. I do, you know, and so I like surrounding myself around people that are doing that.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah, amen to that. Yeah, because our focus, we've talked a lot, I'm sure you've heard, is getting Cariboo's genetics eventually in our facility. We want to just put the best organic medicine that's different from anybody else in the market out here. So like Ross and Jeff said, we'll be the last guys hopefully at the finish line. You know, that's what our goal is, and give like you said, the cleanest RSO and bubble hashes and rosins and flour that we possibly can out here, because I see just from driving around, buying, researching, it's all greed and money out here, and it's sad and it sucks, you know. So
Well, congrats to you, and keep on working. You'll get there eventually.
Someday, absolutely.
I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of paperwork, basically.
Yeah, it's a lot of paperwork, and now like me and Papa Z, we're trying to take a lot of online courses because Massachusetts just looks upon, you not walking in there, I guess, dry-handed, I guess to show that you have interest in those things of that nature. So, because we watch a lot of the meetings, and that's what a lot of people get denied for, is they just go in there and, they have a great business plan, but they're getting denied because they didn't listen to anything the CCC was requesting, and we don't want to be those people. So,
Yep.
Yeah, it's a ton of work. Definitely is. So.
I'm so excited to watch you grow, Indigo.
I'm pumped, man. Thank you. It's definitely from where I've came and my whole story of that nature, and just cannabis saved my life, and yeah, I feel like I just want to give it back, and this is the way to do it. I hope to be able to give people good employment, good jobs too, as we grow, if we're blessed enough to grow, you know what I mean? Get people in there that share the same love, passion, dedication. So then us, as we get older, we can kind of sit back and, you know what I mean, and just hang out with the ladies all day and not necessarily work, I guess you say. It's not work anyways, but yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to share it with all you guys too. So thank you.
And can you please share just one more time the description of rubbing the orangegasm stem?
I don't know if I remember exactly to the T, but so yeah, there's one down there. It's always like a sweaty ass ball sack, like with a punch in your face, is like just dankest orange you've ever smelled in your life. Like probably more danker than a fresh Florida orange. You know what I mean? Like it smells insane. We're definitely gonna take a ton of clones off of it, because I think I don't know, because like I said, I've never grown a lot of his genetics, and I'm this is my first time. I think it's gonna be a dank pheno. So just by the stem rub, and we're in week 5 right now of veg, so we'll be flipping out the flower here probably in another week or two. So
it'll be interesting to see which one you got, because when I grew it the first time, I had 3 different phenos, and 2 of them were really, I thought, and I'm not a concentrate, I'm an old school flower bong smoker. But 2 of them I thought would have been great for somebody that was a concentrate person, like a presser. They would have been great pressers.
God, I hope I get one of those ones.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
And you'll find that I can notice your leaves. Rasta Jeff talks about the Mean Girl pheno. And it has a real saw blade effect, and that will be the one that's the flower, like the one that I thought was a good flower.
Yeah, that's like the golden goat leaning one, right?
Yeah, and then the other ones I thought would have been, they were real like foxtaily, and it just had a lot of surface for trikes, and I thought that they would have been great for pressing instead of they were just real interesting. So it'll be interesting to see which one you get.
Yeah, I only had 2 beans and only one happened to pop. So I'm hoping, we'll see what happens. I'll be happy with whatever it is, but
oh yeah,
either way, I'm blowing the shit out of it. So
can't go wrong with Irie.
Definitely not.
Never.
Michigan Bros Grow Show needs to know if you scratched your balls before the stem. It's for scientific purposes.
No, I did not. I did not.
Got to get the chat questions in, right?
That's
that's a good question.
It's always good to make sure you get get on those questions.
Hey,
So
maybe I will next time though, to compare, to make sure that I'm really 100% right.
Is there a proper order? Do you have to do the stem and then the balls, or the balls and then the stem?
Hey,
you got to do like a scratch, rub, scratch, then stem.
Do you lose your dude card if you do it wrong?
You just gotta try it all. You gotta experiment. You can't just go one way. Then who knows?
Oh shit.
The best part of the whole thing is everybody that heard his description of that pheno is just like, fuck yes. I want that.
Dude,
Hey,
Here,
that's
my
why I
face.
got off you. That's why I got off you. I was like, oh my god, that sounds.
Hey,
so
my wife even testifies to me because I even had her. I'm like, am I stoned? Am I where? Am I, you should like tell him rub the stems, and she agreed with me. The other one is like a rubbery orange. We'll say like a not nowhere near as it doesn't have that kick. Just smell a little bit of rubber with orange, but the other one, man, that one just I don't know. It's got like I'll have to take some pictures. It's got like a jagged leaf too. It's definitely different looking. I've never seen it before, so it's funky. So
Might be it.
yeah, it might be.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, Painted Lady. I wonder where that name came from. And I put it together. It must have something to do with your ink. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, yeah, you are right. It's kind of a funny story. There's always a fucking story, isn't there? Anyway, I was down my parents live in Florida, and they were living at this basically a 55 and over place, and they have like the golf course and the community pool and everything. And so my mom and I went up to the community hot tub, and we're hanging out with all the old people, and we went to go sit in the hot tub, and there was an old guy from New York in there, and he just decided to tell us his whole life story and everything that he did and blah, 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 blah. And once he got done telling his whole life story, he looked at me and he said, okay, I'm done. You have to tell me the story about all of that because I don't understand it. And he goes, I'm not going to bullshit you. I don't like it either. And so he just didn't understand it. People my parents don't like it. They can't stand them. They hate my tattoos. They still have not even looked at them to this day. But yeah, so I just told him, I said, it's just because your version of art isn't the same version of my vision of art. It's just a different fucking medium. Just because your version is on the wall or on a canvas or something like that, it doesn't mean that because mine is on my skin, that it's not art. And so once I told him that, you could see the fucking light bulb go off. And then he was like, oh, okay. So anyway, the next day, because my back is covered too. So he was just like, what in the hell? Like, it's generally a spectacle when I go to visit my parents because it's all the blue hairs and then me, so it's like, what they stare. So the next day we go back to the hot tub and the same gentleman is there. And when we walk up, he says, oh, well, if it isn't the Painted Lady. So that's how it stuck. So when I came up with my cannabis name, I was just like, oh, well, that makes sense. So
It's a cool story.
Sure, it was going to be about the Elton John song.
no, I know. And there's a Grateful Dead song too. Everybody thinks it's from the Grateful Dead song. Nope. And it's not from the fact that I told my butter eating story the other night when I was little and I ate a whole big fucking tub of country crack butter and painted my room and painted the whole house with vomit. It's not because of that either.
At least it was vomit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
So
I actually had the pleasure of meeting you, I watched one of your podcasts. It was Super Bowl day, and
the wake and bake, the wake and bake thing we did on, or not Super Bowl. What am I thinking? Christmas. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Unfortunately, I didn't catch it live. I only watched it the other night, but
Super Bowl, yeah.
But But you talked about powdery mildew, and I was just, well, I want to throw this out to everybody, including our friends in the chat. But powdery mildew, like it comes from a spore, and the spore, like I'm talking indoor grows, the spore would have to enter that area, or can you create your own powdery mildew spore by poor growing conditions?
I think powdery mildew spores, from my understanding, are always in the environment, and your conditions are what's going to determine whether or not they are actually going to take hold of your plant, and the plant's genetics are going to determine whether or not they take hold of your plant too. So that's my understanding of it. I may not be right, but that's my understanding of it. So Spartan, I know he'll tell me if I'm wrong, if he's still in the chat, or Sequence, somebody will. But yeah, there they are. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it's all in the air, just like, and it's just your environment has to be real right. And if it's not, then you're gonna, cause the issues, swings, and I tend not to go like between, I don't like to go any more than like 10 or 15 degrees temperature, and definitely not more than 10% swing in humidity, or you're going to have issues with it.
You have a closed environment?
Do I have it closed? No, my rooms, like it was a basement, and then I had my contractor put up 2 walls. And there's like a hallway in between, and that's where my nutrient station is. And then my 2 rooms are both attached with a vent for heating and cooling. And then they both have humidity sensing fans that are tied in through my chimney and vented out up through my chimney.
Cool.
So yeah, it's not completely sealed. But I did my best sealing all those cracks in the cement, that's for sure. Trying to do that, but other than that, no, it's not like, completely sealed. But
Spartan said you went ahead and passed the test this time. You're too lucky.
yes, see, I learned, Spartan. I learned. I'm still learning. That's the thing. I think everybody can still learn. Like the guy that taught me spends no time learning. Like none. Like he's done it forever. It's the only way he's going to do it. He's not going to learn anything. There's nothing new to learn. When I started bringing in LEDs, he about shit himself, man. He was like, "What the fuck you think you're doing with those?" And I'm like, "I'm growing some weed." And he's like, "Okay," it was so funny because everything I did, he fought me on it. He's like, "Okay," because it was new, and it was, I brought in these trellis nets, and he's just bamboo pole and stuff. What the fuck are you doing with that? How are you gonna water all that shit? I'm like, I'm gonna get on my hands and knees and go under there and water it. Okay, good luck with that. And then when my seeds dampened off, I was like, what's wrong with my seeds? I don't know. What's your show say? Oh man, like it's awesome. But yeah, when you learn how to grow like that, and now I'm just learning why I learned how to grow that way. That's what's been fun. So nobody can say there's fun. Maybe.
I was kind of the same way. The guys who taught me, they're still just stuck in them old ways. I mean, those guys are still getting Miracle Grow and those blue crystals. And I mean, they're still, they're not growing anything that you'd want to bring home to your mother, but they're doing just fine. But you'll never change their mind. They're like, it works. I'm good.
Yeah, and there isn't anything wrong with that. The people that just, do it the way they like and keep on going, cool. As long as they keep on going, I guess. If they're happy with it, whatever. But I just always like to learn something new. That's what's fun. Just the ever-changing technology, number one, with the lights. I mean, there's always a new light coming out, and always new nutrients. I mean, not that I'm growing that way too much right now, but there's just always something new. It's just fun to try something new. You know what I've never tried though? Have you guys ever tried that stalk splitting? Like where you just completely
That
it right down the middle?
I did it by accident.
Say I do it every time I try to train my plant. Yeah, split the shit out of it every time.
But
I
like
just
on
did a
purpose.
hell of a bit. Oh, in purpose though. No, I haven't heard that.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people do that for just, I don't know, the stress training, but I don't tend to do a whole lot of that. I lollipop and I do some super cropping and stuff when necessary, but other than that, I don't do too much of that.
I did it once on purpose. I did it and I cut my stalk, and where it split, then I split it right down the middle and I separated it out just to try to get it to grow a really big knuckle there, just to see if I would get more nutrient uptake or ability to, do something. Yeah, it was just a test. I didn't notice anything positive come out of it myself.
Did the knuckle stand?
Yeah, it took a long time because I kind of separated it out pretty good. It finally kind of grew into a nice big fat knuckle, and everything really held together real nice. It was solid, but I don't think it did anything positive for the plant that I noticed. So it was a giant waste of time.
Slow it way down.
That's what I kind of think about all those dark period things that people are doing too. Like I did that. I did like the whole 48-hour dark, after chopping, and I don't know, or not, before harvest, and I just didn't see any difference. You guys ever try that?
Yeah, I did that once, and I ended up with bud rot. The only time I ended up with bud rot, it just got too mildew. I didn't pay attention to it, and so it got too humid in there, and it just destroyed like almost half my crop. So to this day, I ain't gonna try that no more.
Yeah,
I've done it once. I've never noticed a difference, to be honest with you.
I didn't think it made a difference either. Yeah. Just a waste of 2 days, if you ask me.
Yeah,
same here.
Exactly. That's what I found out too.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. That's just my opinion too.
What about a dark period between veg to flower? That's a new thing I've been hearing about. They'll cut your lights off like no longer than 36 hours between your veg, to flower. And then it supposedly will make it flower faster,
That's what my Bloom Yellow Bottles says to do right on the bottle with one of their products is called Ultra. And it somehow is like some sort of hormone that triggers it to flower and causes it to less stress. It's allegedly, if you think that your plant is like overly stressed, you can like douse it with this ultra stuff and it will cause it to not herm. I have not tried that, but anyway,
Foliar has a product like that too.
Is it? Oh, do they? Okay, maybe it's. I don't know what it is. Like, there's nothing ever on the bottles, but
it's like playing Xanax or something. Just calms it down.
I don't know, but I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Sorry.
Sounds similar to Psycho's Doctor Repair. Have you ever used Psycho?
I've heard, I've seen it, but I haven't. No, I've never used Psycho.
They're out of Australia too. They're pharmaceutical grade, or organically put together. They don't use the organic label, but they are pharmaceutical grade.
Okay.
Really good stuff. Just really pricey. So what's your favorite Fago?
Fago.
Yeah, I want to know what your favorite Fago is.
My favorite Fago?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I don't know. Probably Red Pop.
Red Pop. I like the grape.
You really gonna do that, Opie? You goofy.
I had to ask.
I like the lemon lime.
For juggalos around the nation, I just had to ask.
Right.
We have Vernors too, I think, last I checked.
I know. That's like my grandma's like cure-all. For real. I swear to God. Anything wrong, have Vernors.
When I moved to Chicago, nobody knew what that shit was. And somebody was sick and I was like, you need a Vernors. And it was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. The only place that has them is Kroger, I think, in Illinois. They have it. Or maybe Meyer, actually, because Meyer's from Michigan. So
yeah, none of them knew what and Well, since we're talking about Chicago, Dick, but you know that, oh my God, now I'm not going to think of the name of the place. I always call it Portillo's.
Portillo's.
Well, that's the thing. I call it and they laughed their dicks off at me the first time I ever said Portillo's. They're like, what are you talking about, Portillo's? And I was like, isn't that place called Portillo's? It's Portillos. In Michigan, that would be Portillo's, man. That's Hispanic. That's stupid. It's Portillo's. Okay, whatever. So my friends in Chicago made fun of me forever. The whole time I lived there for that. I never lived it down.
Well, how did you say Illinois? Illinois or Illinois? I know I said Illinois when I first went there, and I got all kinds of shit for that too. So.
No, I never pronounced the S, but.
Okay, well,
fuck Illinois.
And, you know, Portillo's is the best overrated roast beef you'll have in your life.
They have a good chopped salad, though. That shit is my jam.
Beef and cheddar. Oh, ooh, that beef and cheddar is
Painted lady, did you ever look up that bong adapter for your crafty?
No, I totally forgot about it, Fluffy. My bad. Because you know why? I've been using this. Like, I haven't even been using my crafty. Shout out to Dave's not here if he's still in chat. I thought I saw his name in there. So he sent me this for Christmas. It was super nice of him to do that. And I love it. This is Pearl, everybody.
That's dope.
She's got like some really cool, like feathery stuff on the bottom. And
nice.
So yeah, Fluffy, I didn't even look. I've completely forgot about it because I haven't been using it. And then I need to look at it because I should be using it and attaching it to my bong.
It is a wonderful thing when you put a vape on a bong.
Yeah, I need to check it out. I just keep forgetting. I completely forgot about it. So what else is in your guys' gardens? What's going on? I know what's in Indica's garden.
Yeah, we're gonna flip some testers for Adam too, to flower to Sextum, and then 5 Dragon Punch too. That's the other.
Ooh, nice.
I got going too, so that's it for me. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So.
Yeah.
I think those things sound like they're gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Katsu Bubba Kush. Got some Katsu Bubba Kush. What else do I have? One, the Lemon Jeffries that I was talking about. The Morning Dews. I got another property now. Quite a few different things going on there. Some gelato. Shit. And some Space Bitch. That's another Kyrie that I got. Damn, man.
I wanted to run that one. That was a subcool, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't interested me. I wanted it, but it can't get that anymore, can you? Yeah.
Sure can. I got it gifted from somebody, so I popped
nice.
a bowl.
That's cool.
For sure.
That's the one that does itself well, isn't it? Space Bitch, isn't that the one Ross DeJeff said he had trouble selfing?
I'm not totally sure on that, but I know it is effeminized. I know that, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I'm running garlic, goat, and I'm sorry. I'm running garlic, goat, alien technology, the ethos ones, and Maui Wowie.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm excited about is the Maui
Blast
Wowie.
from the past.
Exactly.
Sweet.
I'm hoping to breed it with some of the ethos lines, like the I want to breed it with the Crescendo. I think the pineapple would go well. I would also like to breed it with the cotton candy cash. I've got some seeds. I haven't popped them yet, but I've got some Subcool sweet tea seeds. And if I can get the right phenos, I would like to maybe try to create like a pineapple sweet tea. And
Nice.
homage to Subcool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That sounds great.
Oh yeah.
Sounds delicious.
It's just so many plants and so little room, right?
God,
Yeah.
I took clones way too fucking early this time. So early. I mean, my clones are almost as big as my fucking flowers right now. So they're gonna be like trees by the time I put them in, you know, by the time I'm through and flip them to flower. I'm in so much trouble this time around, man. I really am. But I'm gonna make it work one way or another. So, and I can't kill plants either. So I've already tried giving a couple away, but I can't even give them away right now, man. So
No, I tried to give some away too, but
I'm just about to give a whole bunch of stuff away real soon. Having to shut my current grow down. I kind of took everything that I had to keep because it's the best stuff, obviously. And then everything else that I had too much of or whatever, there's a whole bunch of Chem 91s, some Chem 4s, some Slurricanes, some Super Silver Haze, bunch of Charlotte's Webs I won't be running anymore. Some Critical Mass, like lots of stuff. But some Cat Piss, some Cherry Pie, some Lemon Walker, some Gorilla Glue number 4. Like there's a lot of stuff that's gonna go to a really good home. And Rick, I think you actually you know where it's going to. You just don't realize it yet. No, not his house. It's actually a mutual acquaintance of ours, another grower that we know, because it's like I got all these plants and you don't want to just let them die. Oh, Durbin Poison. I got this big, massive Durbin Poison that I got no room for. So, yeah, wedding cake, if I haven't said that. That's what I'm not running anymore.
man, I'll take that Durbin Poison off your hands.
I'll take the wedding cake.
It's just
I would
it's just a
gladly
little, just a little hike over there.
Durbin's one of my favorite strains. If I was stranded on a desert island and could only take one strain, I think it would be Durbin.
Well, I put a lot of time and effort into this one. I took a couple, they were identical. They're cloned off the same plant and they were both about 2.5 feet tall. Stuck them in a 20-gallon pot and just bent them down and twisted them kind of like a yin yang and just let them grow up from there. Now they're probably about shoulder height, just bushy as hell in this 20-gallon pot, like so well filled in and just beautiful. And I'm just like 2-3 weeks into bloom, probably 3 weeks coming up here. And it's just like, it's so
Massive.
frustrating, but it's what can you do? Sometimes you just can.
Man.
Well,
I'm a couple weeks flowering on my New York State of Mind from World Trade Genetics. It's coming together pretty nice. One's pretty cookie, and then the other one has like a nice, like that oniony pith to it. I kind of like that, so I'm pretty stoked on that. And then me and my buddy Blaze and Asian are running a bunch of Cariboo stuff right now. We just popped 24. We got 22 to pop. We're super stoked on that. He has those Durbin Poison crosses. Cross was an Afghani White Widow, so we're doing a little pheno hunt with that. We're excited about that one. And other than that, we have 4 Chongo terpene titties from Chestbanger Genetics. Those are taking off pretty well. We got a sour diesel from Squishy Bob that he sent down. And Velvet Pie crossed with Grapes of the Hash that was bred from the north. Appreciate that. Yeah, so we got all that running. We're super stoked on all that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this harvest coming up of this New York State of Mind.
Sounds great.
I got an easy garden, man. I just got like 4 Purple Fantasy #1 and some shit that was just some bag seed that is just diesel-y and awesome. So shit's coming out real pretty. So I just my whole thing just smells like grapes and diesel all over.
Yum. Perfect.
Yeah,
I
that's
get-
kind of what I thought.
I got matching cats. I like your little fluffy junior there you got.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, that's the garden boss right there.
Cute.
Yeah, sometimes he's just an asshole though. So.
Well, yeah, that's why I had to pick this one up. She's down here making a whole bunch of noise. So she needed to be on the lap.
Yeah, I got 2 COVID rescues, so they're still warming up. I've had them for about now, and they still love sleeping on cardboard. So, man,
Cats.
I gotta keep like a little cardboard box on the floor for them. He's sleeping on it right now.
That's what I call their condo. Yeah. Because I get Chewy for them. It's just way easier. And whenever that box comes, the paper they pack all the shit in there with. They don't care about toys. They just want the paper and the box.
Grapevines. My cat loves it. Grapevines. Throw it on the floor. That cat's entertained for 3 days.
Simple creatures.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty entertained by the cat being entertained by the grapevine.
Yeah,
That's
hell,
why-
you know,
Simple
we live
creatures.
we live in the middle of nowhere, and you know, since it's just all Amazon boxes constantly coming, me and my son, who's, you know, way too old to be doing this, but we have just an amazing like cat condo just built up out of random Amazon boxes and shit and stuff. My wife's real proud of how mature we are, let me tell you.
It's all right. Cat lovers understand. Everybody else
Right.
can get fucked.
Do you have
Yeah,
any advice for new growers, Painted Lady?
New grow. The only advice I'd have for new growers would be, just read everything you get your hands on. Like I read. First thing I did is read the Bibles, you know, Jorge Cervantes and Ed Rosenthal's books. I read those, and, you know, not everything might have made sense, but I still read them. And now they make sense to me, you know, at the time they might not have, but now they do. And podcasts, just getting in there in the community and in the chat rooms and asking a question and not being afraid to ask a question, or, you know, that's how you learn, is asking questions. Otherwise, if you just keep making the same mistakes. So that would be my advice, is just keep learning and don't just try one method. Just experiment and figure out what you like, because not every method is for every grower. So we all need to find that one method that works for us in our environment and works for the ladies the best, so that they are the happiest, so that we're the happiest, and produce yummy shit.
Do you have any weed related tattoos?
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Do you have any weed related tattoos?
Not yet, but as a matter of fact, Thursday, there's some local girls here in Michigan that started a kombucha company, and they have paired with like this wellness coach woman who also does henna. And my goal, if I get licensed and actually get to quit my day job and I'm working full time as a commercial craft cannabis grower, I want to continue my sleeve onto my hand and have a big sativa leaf that goes out into the fingers.
Oh, that'd be super. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Thursday I'm going to get that henna on to see what it looks like first, so that I can kind of
I got some henna ink in my refrigerator I've been wanting to pull out, but I haven't busted it out yet. I think it'd be fun to play with.
Yeah. So that would be my first weed related tattoo. I don't think I have any weed related tattoos really. Mostly it's just all dragonflies and stuff, but yeah, skulls.
Good norm. Dragonflies, is
norm.
cool, you know.
But soon, hopefully, I get that tattoo eventually. I'm just gonna hen it for now, see what it looks like, and then yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. That's cool.
Yep. And my mom will be real thrilled. Oh, my parents will be, oh my God.
My mom cried when she saw my first one, so I get it. But now she wants one, so it's like I introduced them to a whole nother, you know, type of life almost. They don't fully accept it or anything, but they're okay with it now. And like the fact that my mom would mention about maybe wanting to get one was really cool, you know.
That is really cool. Yeah. The only time my mom ever said something about wanting to get one herself, she's a breast cancer survivor, and she got shit-faced one night and said something about maybe getting a ribbon. And then that never came up again, and then she didn't believe me that she brought it up.
You should get like a ribbon with like dragonflies and skulls and draw it up for her. Be like,
oh, that would never in a million years. You know that episode of I don't know if you guys ever watched Friends, but back in the day there was this episode of Friends where they were going to get tattoos and Phoebe got like the world, and it was just like a dot. That would be my mom's tattoo. Yeah, Phoebe's world would be my mom's tattoo. If that, it wouldn't happen. So yeah, if I get the cannabis leaf on the hand, I might as well just fucking put them 6 feet under, because they're gonna die probably. It's not gonna go well.
They'll be okay eventually.
They live in Florida, you know. They won't have to look at it all the time. Only I haven't seen them in a couple of years because with COVID fucked everything up. So man, I need to get down there, but I'm nervous that shit, if I take something down there, I'll kill everybody in that fucking park, man. Like now they're in an assisted living place, so shit, I would kill everybody. So I gotta wait till shit's more safe.
Yeah, it'd be a dirty bomb in there.
Yeah, let's hope, you guys, that, you know, events and stuff can start happening, because man, I miss like the High Times Cup. I mean, even I know the High Times Cup, whatever, but it was still a good place to go and get good genetics and talk with other growers and all that other kind of stuff, and go to concerts and man.
It's like the stuff I dreamed about, you know, about like cannabis becoming legal and stuff like that, you know, like that's why I used to always follow the Cannabis Cup out in Amsterdam when I was younger, because it was just like something I've always loved. And then the fact that I was going to be able to do it, you know, legally, like that's awesome. You know, I'm super stoked on the way everything's going with legalization. Hopefully we'll be able to get it in the right measures, you know, and do it for the right reasons.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the Twitch time.
BLB.
Later.
And then it's the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Seems like about that. I just had something. I just hash pipe gone done kicked me in the head, I think.
Yeah, I got nothing but like heavy hitters tonight. I'm just like, I'm a sativa lover myself, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm super stoned. I'm like chilling though, having a good time. Appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out and chat too.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Thank you so much, Painted Lady.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. And yeah, thanks to the bros and you know, the people in chat for hanging out with us tonight. And yeah, it's a good time. Thanks for having me on.
Yep, and feel free to come back anytime. We'd love to have you again.
Awesome.
Well, with that, everyone, I think it's about time to shut her down for the night, and people got stuff to do. It's still pretty early here, but I know most of you guys are like 3 hours ahead of me, so let you get on and get to bed or whatever it is you guys got to do.
All right. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks for
coming
guys.
on.
Have a good night.
Painted Lady.
See you, everybody.
Lady.
Take care.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And thanks everyone showed up in chat. It was a really great time. Chat was lit, and a lot of new faces that we really hope to see again and around in the near future for our other episodes. We do a Friday night show at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do a Sunday night or Sunday morning show at 6 a.m. Pacific. I think I got that right. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great night. Thanks again, Painted